Good morning everyone, it's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it is now time to test out the new Diablo. We did use him quite a bit on the Rimuru showcase because they are very much meant to be run together. However, let's focus a bit more on him and let's have him lead a few other teams, because he does have a very specific leader skill, but a very standard and generic kind of actual, protection skill. So, we've done the Forces video, we've explained what he does, so there's no real need. 6% extra damage to water characters if you're Fount of Wisdom, and then Fount of Wisdom and Primal Demon attack and defense plus 20%. If that makes no sense to you, go watch my video on Forces. His actual skill decreases all targets' secret skill damage resistance until the end of battle by 15%. So this stacks forever, just like Water Milim stacks water attack, and Shuna stacks pierce power and stun strike. He stacks alt resistance down, which is a very handy thing, because, when we originally got Raphael, and he had 50%, we did the comparison test, and that is more effective for DPS than the extra 60% alt buff permanent that you get from Dark Valentine. So, that's pretty good. And now that you're stacking this, it means that you're no longer constrained to only running water units, or only running, someone that has stun and pierce, or only space, right? Now, anybody who can ult, who is going to nuke in whatever format, will benefit from an enemy having lower ult resistance. So that's why I consider him a more generic unit than others, apart from his actual leader skill. Else, he raises skill cap by 30, which is 10 less than what the other ones do. They do 40, so, your cap raises a little bit slower, but I think they did it to offset because his resistance is so widespread instead of being specific to the water or space or whatever the teams. So it kind of makes sense. Then he increases blue skill point gain by 100% up to 500. Got a water attack charm on him. His Valor trait is the same as Protection Shuna, where if enemy has a alt, then you gain 30% alt resistance to single target resistance. Yeah, for 30%. His actual trait, when one or more Vanguard have 70% or lower HP, so, longer fights, you're probably going to hit that, increases allies' attack by 4% up to 6%. Pretty good. And then, when you get him awakened to 120, this is new for Protectors, this is an EX thing, only he has it right now. So, once you get him to 120, you get an extra 5% to your stats up in his Divine Protection. So, Fount of Wisdom, Primal Demons go up to 25%, and then as a support to another Protector, this becomes 13% attack for these two categories. So it is new. It does, add a bit more stats to everything, but you do need to get him to 120, which obviously is not the easiest thing in the world to do, because EX units literally came out this week. So let's go ahead and test him out. We'll do a one fight on the water team. We'll go into beatdown battle, but then we'll focus more on him leading other teams and doing other things with not EX Rimuru. Okay, because we've already seen the Diablo Rimuru combo quite a bit now, I've skipped ahead to turn 8 when we're ready to nuke. So Diablo has received how many stacks Rimuru's received how many stacks? So, let's see. Math is hard. Is that 9 or 10 stacks right there? I don't know. Math is hard. Come on, give me a break. 105 divided by 15. 7 stacks. Alright, wow, I suck. Okay, well, 7 stacks of this. He's got the physical attack resistance down, the water resistance down. He's lost his defense on because it's turn 8. So now we've got the double ult from Rimuru, so it's the 600%. He's got a whole bunch of buffs on him. So let's go ahead and send this, and he should be dead here. And this allows us to do... we won't watch this. 437,000 damage on an AoE with, 4 more orbs for follow-up. So Diablo does allow us, because right here Rimuru had the physical buff, he had the ult buff, and he had the water buff. So, 3 major buffs there. plus the 105% ult resistance down. So that's pretty handy. But now I think it'll be more effective video to show him leading other teams where you maybe don't have access to the EX, like water kind of damage buff for 60%, or don't have the 20% additional stats, or maybe you do have the 20% additional stats, who knows. But let's take him into some more other teams that are not Rimuru focused. Alright, so for the next part, we're going to use Diablo to lead the old Water 2.0 team. We're going to go into EX3 for that old Tempered Edge. We're going to use the swimsuit Milim as the support link now. Diablo is not really buffing anybody on this team. Nobody's on Font of Wisdom. We're not fighting a water unit. So we're not really going to be getting anything out of him from his stats, but we will get his ult resistance down. So we've brought Valentine for the permanent ult buff, Shion's here for her support, Shuna's here for support, and orb changing, Rimuru's orb changing, and Hinata's DPS. So we'll see how much damage we can actually do with this team, because I think, looking back, we do about like 340-ish K damage against Shuna on turn 8 when her defense drops. So I'm hoping that we can get in the range of that, because yeah, ult resistance down is good, but again, we are not getting any of the additional like water or magic. Well, we are from the support Milim, but we're not getting a lot of it, I guess is how we'll put that. So turn 1 looks pretty unfortunate. I'm going to try and just send this and maybe get some more blues coming in for Rimuru. That didn't really work out that well. Okay. Alright, well, let's do a stack of the ult, and then let's send these greens. It's unfortunate that the old Tempered Edges are not set hands, because that makes life just a whole lot easier for doing showcases and just playing. The random hands, yeah, are great and everything, but sometimes they can really, really not help you out. Okay. Let's get a stack of Diablo. It doesn't matter that, Hinata's not up front, because this is putting a debuff on Shuna, not buffing us by anything else. Jesus. I don't like this at all. Alright, you know what? We're just going to have to make do with it. Let's just get you here. I think we actually get attack lowered on this turn, but I got to start getting some stuff for Hinata, or we're just not going to make it. This will get us a decent amount of points, because we have at least one stack of Diablo. Alright, we got a cheeky counter. Cool beans. And then here's the nerf. Yep. So that'll be here until I think of the nuke turn 8. So we have to leave Hinata up front at all times, and the orbs are just not working out, really. I mean, well, this does work. If I have enough. Yeah, I do have enough. Alright, so let's get you out of here now, because you no longer have relevance for your trait, and we just need the points to get some stacks in. So let's do this. Let's bring you in. Alright. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. So Diablo, right? The fact that he's not buffing Hinata in really any extra way, shape, or form apart from his basic stats is definitely a hindrance. And it definitely, you notice the difference when you're using Diablo versus Milim, because Hinata she hits harder because she's getting that full 22% damage buff because of the water buff and the magic buff. And Diablo, if he was leading whatever Hinata's on, I don't even think it tells us. That'd be cool, but she's not. So, alright, okay, this works out. Okay, so we'll do 2 stacks here. And then we'll bring Dark Val in and get another stack for her since we have enough points. We're going to make back pretty much everything on this hand. So we can get probably Shuna out of here again. And then, yeah, we'll just use this stack. So that's 2 of those. And then we'll go ahead and send it. This'll get us Hinata's ult. So we're going to have to permanently play with 1 orb down, essentially. Because we need that attack debuff to leave, but we have to leave her up front for it to run its course. And so we're going to have to let her sit here for 3 more turns getting hit. Thankfully, she doesn't do the most damage until she hits turn 8. And, okay, well, I'm sure. Sure, why not? We'll use the final stack of Valentine. It'll heal up Hinata a little bit, so that's nice. And then I guess we can bring you in, and we'll do another orb change, I guess. And we'll send all of this, minus the Hinata ult. Okay. 790 damage on that ult. That, with with the 60% buff too, right? Looking real good. Okie dokie. Alright, so because we're under 70% HP, we are getting the trait from Diablo, which is that attack buff right here. So now we just need to make sure we have enough points to actually nuke. So we need 165, 180, 205 points to use, because we have to use the crit seal, because she still has like the 70% crit resistance or something. So we do have to make sure that we can get up to that level. Can we get there by orb changing? I'm pretty sure we can, though. Well, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, the orange and then the orange and then this steel right here. Hopefully this gets us enough points, otherwise we're going to have to exercise another... Okay, that does. Alright, perfect. It doesn't get us another stack of Diablo, which is unfortunate. So we're at 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. We're at 5 stacks of Diablo. Not the most in the world, but again, we were hampered by having to leave Hinata up front. So that's just a misplay on my part, bringing her in, but I had to start, getting her some kind of buffs. But we do have enough to do everything now, so we've already got Valentine's 3 stacks in, so we're at 60% right there. And now we'll bring you in for Rimuru, and we'll use all of the buffs, so ult, water, crit and magic, attack and crit damage, and then the crit seal, and then the extra 5%, which doesn't actually matter, because we've already hit the 60% cap with Valentine. So it's not going to be 60 plus 70 plus 5, it's just 60 and 70 still. So let's see how much damage we do here, and see if we can hit that roughly 340, 350k barrier with this ult, as long as we don't pierce. 425k. Alright, yeah, that looks pretty good right there. On EX3, 425, I'm gonna have to, I'll go back and look through and verify, which I probably should have done earlier, and make sure that that is actually more damage than what we would normally do. So I'll do that, and then we'll come back for another segment of the video. And yeah, hold on. It's a funny feeling when I go look at all my videos and realize that for somehow, I don't know if it's just buried in some other random video, but I had an EX3 Tempered Edge video, right? It didn't have Valentine. It had Octagram Romarus for the heal. So we've had to come back and, compare the science now. So we have, how many stacks? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So we have 6 stacks of Milim now. We've got all the buffs active, so we did, 440k something last time. So now let's figure out how much we do here and see if it's comparable. Hopefully we don't pierce. 386, so yeah. Even with, I think, an extra stack of Milim, we still did a lot less damage with the same units, and Milim is now buffing, Hinata with the full magic attack and water attack. So we hit quite a bit less using Milim. Okay, well that's definitely showing off the power of Diablo, not leading a proper team, but still allowing us to do almost 100k more damage, maybe 80k. That's a big jump. Let's try something else. Alright, so let's try this team out. The Wind 2.0 team with a stacking protector now. So normally we would run Gabiru, who would give us the extra magic damage, who would change the greens to blues, and also give us 15 skill points. So We have orb changers on this team already. This is still a blue-focused team, so it's going to run. We've got Geld, who's the orange orb changer. We've got Trainee, who's the special converter. Geld can also give away all the blue orbs to Diablo, which allows him to get his ult relatively quickly. And if we're getting a whole bunch of blues, we can continue stacking. So we're going to go into the EX3 Tempered Edge for Wind and use this and try and see how much additional damage we can do when we're fully buffed with the crit and the magic and his own buffs and everything, and then the ult damage. So this should be interesting. And also notice that the little two icons are lit up because Diablo is a primal demon. So he is getting that buff from Protector Diablo now, the 20% attack and defense stats. So we're still not getting an extra 60% damage because we're not a Font of Wisdom character against water, but at least now our primary DPS unit is gaining some kind of buff from Diablo, which is important because 20% is quite a hefty bit. Quite a hefty bit, and it's to defense too, which makes you just, a little bit more tanky. And what the fuck is this hand? Sure. Game... yeah, sure. Whatever. You know what? Fuck you. We're gonna rewind. We're gonna take you out. And then we're just gonna send all this. We're gonna leave Trainee in because she's got the protection trait, which we're gonna get Diablo anyway, so that's good. Alright, we're doing 5,000 with Diablo, 8,000 right there. The rewind kicks in, hopefully we get some nice orb changing, or just natural blues. Yeah, normally we would have Gabbro change those greens, but now we only have the one green from Trainee. Well, no, because we don't have enough points, so let's do this. Let's use her orb change anyways, because that'll give us a 5-hand of blue, and that will make us back a decent amount. And yeah, let's do that. Okay. Alright, that works out. Alright, that gets us another protection gauge right there, because the rewind is still active. Gets us 83 skill points, so hopefully next turn we can get some really, really good orb changing luck here, and maybe be able to force an entire hand of blue onto Diablo. Yeah, okay then. Surezies. Well, yeah, we'll do that. All right. At least we're gonna get some skill points, right? Yeah. Stop countering Trainee. They really hate her. They are very sexist. Maybe I should bring Milim up front. All right, that's better. So we should have enough points now to orb change the Trainee and force all those blues onto Diablo. So we'll do that. Make sure that this is a full hand. Yes, good. Then we'll send all of them to Diablo as he has the highest attack stat. We'll then use his attack buff because it does last for 3 turns and also increases his engage. That's good. Do we get the wind buff as well for funsies? Because that lasts for 2 turns, right? Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll do that. Buff those, buff that. Give him an ult, because that does also give him 35% ult gauge, so this actually might be a double ult for him. Close. Very, very close, but it does get us max points and another Diablo right there. So turn 5, I think, is when they nuke. Ooh, 12,000 damage right there. Okay, alright. 18-5. I will take that. I will not take that hand, though. Wow, Trainee. Ooh, they really hate you. They really, really dislike you. Alright, well, let's get you out of here. Diablo... Let's maintain the attack and the wind buff on him, so let's actually take him out as well. And then next turn, we'll have enough points to use everything, because we got 55, so that's 55, 55, and then 25 right there. So yeah, think that should work out pretty well, and then we can nuke down at least Diablo, and then get him out of here. So let's go you, and then we got just a full hand of oranges, great. Wish that were some blues. I guess I could have orb changed with Geld, and we could have gotten another stack, but oh well. Alright, counter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. Yeah, we gotta get Diablo out of here. Alright, so let's use the ult buff. And then we'll actually bring you in for Milim. And then we'll do the... Well... So yeah, we can do this because we're going to lower the crit resistance of them, and then this will lower the defense of Diablo, and give us, you know, still guaranteed crits, but at least we're kind of like doubling down on it. So, you know, how hard are we going to hit here? I wish we had enough points to use the trainee orb change, but we don't, because we've used it quite a few times. Yeah, we could change this one orange. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so... We have how many stacks? We have 3 stacks of the alt resistance down. So I feel like this should kill. I feel like this should kill right here. It's been a while since I've watched Diablo's alt. Why not? So what? So if we're running Gabiru, we're getting the consistent orb changing. We're getting the extra magic buff. 150k. I don't think he has us hit 150k though. That's pretty good. This'll hurt. That'll hurt Geld. Alright. Oh, you bastard. Alright. So, without all those buffs, we still have the ult resistance down though on you. Let's get you out. What do we, I think all of our buffs are gone now on Diablo. How much health do you actually have starting out? You have 190, so, I mean, we could have almost one-shot Geld with that ult. 150k right there. We have a wind buff still? Oh, that's from the charm. Okay. So we have one more turn of his increased attack. We have an attack trait from Diablo because we're under 70% HP. And then we also have the wind attack charm. Okay. We can use the alt buff again. Yeah, sure, why not? And then we'll see how much damage this does against Geld. With the extra stacks, now it's 4 stacks. 83k! With only, you know, the attack buff and the alt buff to really increase our damage by a bunch. You know what? I think I like running this team more than I do running Gabiru's team. Because Gabiru, like, he gives you 15 points, which is really, it's vastly inferior to what Toa and, like, Ramers are giving you. But he does have the orb changing, which is handy, which does make him a more efficient protector than others. But it is only 15 points, so maybe if I brought the entirety of Win 2.0, I'd take the hero out for Dino and get his debuffs going. I mean, that may actually enable us to hit more, because really the only thing we're getting from the hero is Rewind and then the 30% resistance down for crit. So maybe that would have been a better option to showcase the damage potential of Diablo with Diablo. But, oh well, I think we're still gonna be just fine here. Just, we gotta whittle down this guy who's got, you know, defense and guard, and, well, not guard, but he's got defense and some HP. And do we get another ult for him? I think we can push another ult if we give him the wind buff from Trainee. Yeah. Maybe she dies here, though. Okay, yep, there we go. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and put the attack buff on again, because we were missing that. And we'll just send these. He might actually die, hold on. Nope, alright, so we get one more ult. Defense up again. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Alright, well, he is dead. 30k. Because we pierced. Alright, whatever. Okay, so I mean, did we get kind of unlucky with orbs a lot? Yes, but we did get that nice hand of full Diablo with most of the buffs going. That was pretty good. And then, you know, the 150k ult, I honestly don't remember how much we hit with Gabiru. But it's not that high, I don't think. So let's try one more funny thing for the end of this video, and then we'll close it out. Alright, last part of the video. We're gonna give Violet maximum power, essentially, right? We're gonna use the Pierce power, the fire buff, the physical debuff, the alt damage plus the crit resistance down. She's got her own crit and pierce, and then her own attack buff. We're going to have Diablo giving us some alt resistance, and then, Rimuru and Rimuru are going to be the orb changers. So, I mean, technically, I guess I could bring, like, Carrion for crit damage, but then we'd have 2 orange orb changers, so I wanted the other field. Let's see how wanked out we can get Violet on this turn. Oh, and one other quick thing to note, because, Violet is a primal demon, she's getting that 20% buff from Diablo, so it's, even though we only have 2 other fire units and we have 2 water units, we still are at 10.5k attack. I mean, that 20% buff right there is looking pretty good, and it's Diablo, again, flexing his ability to lead other teams, maybe just not, the Fount of Wisdom against a water team, so it is what it is. Also, we're going into a Predator battle because I can't take a blue focus team into Clayman because he nerfs blues, so that ain't gonna work. So we'll just have to deal with type neutral damage. Okay. After a while, we have 10 stacks of Diablo, 150% alt resistance down. We have the 20% crit resistance down from Guy. We have the 20% physical resistance down from Rimuru. We have the 15% AoE, which I guess will matter for Rimuru and Shizu, I guess. Then Violet has everything. She has her crit rate, pierce rate, attack buff, physical attack, fire attack, pierce power. We've got the 50% alt buff, which, as we have tested before, if you have the 50% and crit and the crit resistance, you would do more than a straight 70% alt buff. But, you do need the crit modifier as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to send Rimuru first to lower his defense even more, because that's his effect on his ult. We're then going to send Shizu, because she lowers pierce resistance on her ult. And then we're going to send Violet, and we're going to see how much damage she fucking does here. And it's probably going to be a lot. So let's have some funny ones for the end of the video. Let me know in the comments below how much damage you think this will do. Do you think it's going to do 400k? 300k? 500k? I don't actually know because I haven't done this before. But it's going to do a lot of damage. So let me know, and we will send these alts, and you have the time in the comments to pause and send it. So 102 for Rimuru, okay. Shizu, whatever. 97k, and then Violet does 517,000 damage. And 123k burn on 20%. 500,000 damage. I will graciously take that. Turn 13 is not realistic, but yeah, I'm having fun. So I think we've kind of just, I don't think we've discovered, but I think it's pretty safe to say that he is a fairly competent, leader on teams that are focused on blues, but if you have a water team, it's probably better just to use Milim for that, or like the old water team, right? If you have a space team, it's better to use Veldora for that. The ult resistance down is efficient in certain cases, but I feel like it loses its effectiveness if you already have ult resistance. So that's, I don't know. It's kind of a play because he, if you don't have Veldora, you don't have Milim, then fine, use him. And he works. He works for any stacking team. If you don't have Dark Anniversary of Veldora, you can still, increase the damage that you do while stacking. It's just you're, again, focused on blue orbs now. So I think he's pretty good. I wouldn't call him the greatest thing in the world, but he's pretty good. Pretty good is where I'll if I were to rank him on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give him like an 8, right? He's not like tippity top, but he's not like trash either. So that's my own opinion, though. Let me know in the comments below what your opinions on this new Diablo are. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.